Most founders spend months building something they never stop to check could actually make money, and that single oversight is what kills more startups than bad ideas ever will. Let's fix that in the next 5 minutes. Because if you can't math your way to survival, the market will do it for you, brutally and publicly. Unit economics sounds like something a finance bro invented to make you feel stupid in a board meeting. But strip away the jargon, and it's just one question. Does selling one thing to one person actually make you money? That's it, that's the whole game. And yet a stunning number of founders skip this step entirely, raising millions to scale a business that loses money on every single transaction. Start with your CAC, your customer acquisition cost, which is simply everything you spend on sales and marketing divided by the number of new customers you actually brought in. If you burned $10,000 on ads last month and got 50 customers, your CAC is $200 per customer. And now we're getting somewhere real. Now flip to the other side and calculate your LTV, your lifetime value, which is the average revenue a customer generates before they stop buying from you forever. Multiply your average order value by your purchase frequency, then multiply that by your average customer lifespan, and you've got a number that either makes you smile or makes you want to lie down on the floor. The ratio that actually matters is LTV to CAC. And the rule of thumb investors have drilled into every pitch deck since 2009 is that you want LTV to be at least 3 times your CAC. If your LTV to CAC ratio is below 1, congratulations, you have built a very sophisticated mechanism for destroying your own money at scale. Here's where founders get tricked. They see revenue going up and assume the business is healthy, the same way you might assume a road trip is going great because the speedometer looks good while you're quietly running out of gas. Gross margin is what tells you how much of each dollar of revenue actually survives after you pay the direct costs of delivering your product or service. If you're selling a software product for $100 and it costs you $60 in server costs, support, and infrastructure to deliver it, your gross margin is 40%, and that 40% is the only money you have to cover everything else, including your own salary, which you are probably not paying yourself yet. A business with high revenue and low gross margins is not a growth story. It is a treadmill someone installed on a cliff. Next, check your payback period, which tells you how many months it takes to earn back what you spent acquiring a customer. And if that number is longer than 12 months, you are essentially giving out interest-free loans to your customers while praying your bank account doesn't notice. Early stage companies that survive almost always have payback periods under 6 months because cash is the oxygen of a startup and you cannot wait a year to breathe. Now here's the misconception that costs founders the most. They assume that scaling will fix their unit economics, that somehow doing more of a broken thing will eventually make it work. History is not kind to this theory. Fab.com raised $330 million, scaling a business with terrible unit economics, and was sold for $15 million, which is the startup equivalent of buying a yacht and selling it as scrap metal. The checklist itself is mercifully short. Know your CAC, know your LTV, calculate the ratio, check your gross margin, measure your payback period, and then crucially, stress test each number by asking what happens if your ad costs double or your churn rate increases by 10%. Sensitivity analysis sounds boring until it's the thing that keeps you from running out of money in November. What the best early founders do is not obsess over growth before confirming their unit economics are viable. They treat this 5-minute exercise as a weekly ritual, the same way a pilot checks instruments before takeoff, rather than after something starts smoking. Discipline here is not a constraint on creativity. It is the foundation that lets creativity survive contact with reality. There is something almost philosophical about unit economics because it forces you to be honest with yourself before the market is honest with you. And the market is not gentle when it delivers that feedback. The founders who build lasting companies are not necessarily the ones with the best ideas. They are the ones who understood their numbers well enough to make good decisions under pressure. You do not need a finance degree or a CFO to do this. You need a spreadsheet, 30 minutes, and the willingness to look at the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Treat your unit economics like a compass, not a report card, and adjust your strategy before you scale. not after you've already set the money on fire. At the end of the day, conviction is not a strategy. Timing is not reliable. And hoping your numbers improve is not a plan, but a disciplined, process-driven approach to understanding your economics is the closest thing to an unfair advantage that any early founder can actually control. Whether your numbers look great or need serious work right now, knowing them puts you ahead of most of the competition. And when you're ready to take that next step, whether that's real estate investing, home contracting work, or finding the right lenders to fuel your vision, check out our links in the description below and let's get you started.